Very exciting. When last we left our group, everyone had gone to bed the night before the tournament. Some people stayed up a little later than others.
So Dunley obviously would be prepared, making sure everything's in order.
Sure.
But of course.
Do your pre-dawn ritual.
Yep.
35 brush strokes in each section of the hair.
Gotta brush fumbles, make sure he's up to spec.
Extra castle squires and stable hands.
Yep.
Getting your equipment and horse ready.
All the things.
Very exciting.
Oh, where are those one guys from? The bear people?
Bear people?
They're from Jaws.
Yeah, Jaws.
Nice.
I heard Jaws, and I'm like...
That's my large tent, huh?
Is it?
Yeah.
Or is this your large?
Ooh.
The other one.
That's his father's tent.
That's my uncle's tent. My father's dead.
Game Masters tournament pack.
My father's dead.
There's something from the list.
Okay.
Very exciting.
Very
Long. Ooh, some bench seating. More bench seating. More bench seating.
When you think about how usually those are each, like, 5-foot squares.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, I don't see the door for the assassin one.
No one ever sees the door for the assassin until it's too late.
It's like the hot.
Oh, come on. They come diving in from a random cliffside.
Yeah, that's right.
And which course side would that be?
The archery field. Of course, there's an archery contest.
I'm going to
A
participate.
few errant shots.
Yeah.
I mean, those aren't natural ones because they're not bloody enough.
Very, very exciting.
Some people just starting out good. Look, they even put arrows on there so you know which way to shoot. Oh, and these are the melee field.
Good. I'll participate in there as well.
So if we were using miniatures, we could
Backhand.
use this tournament pack to set it all up. And
Did not know.
Oh, I forgot my miniature.
Dunley.
but we're not, so don't worry about it. Anywho, the fanfares start early at dawn. The horns are blowing, the trumpets ringing out. The tourney day, very exciting. Folks have come in from far and wide. So looking for that 100 XP for killing a fly. That's open to you, Sam, too. There's a couple of flies in here because it was.
They're 100 XP?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Runs out, gets the
This was
raid
my
can.
pastime at work. I'm going to go up so
If
many
you knock
levels.
over a drink, it's minus 100.
But if you
Yeah,
break
okay.
the phone, it's
What if I use my phone?
Hey, what happens if you break the phone and kill a fly, but you don't spill a drink?
I don't want to put any restrictions on it. I'm kind of keen to see what happens.
Mark just wants it dead.
As long as it winds up with dead flies,
Dead flies.
we're all good, right?
Yeah.
Homicide.
Are there any special considerations I should know about? He's the only one actually getting involved, or are you anybody
You decided
Wanna
you're
go
going to do this?
getting into the mail? Okay, good.
Is my silver longsword done at this point?
Sure.
Okay.
I want to get into the archery contest.
I will.
Right.
Will not go into the archery contest. I'll go into the actual melee contest, though.
We've seen you shoot. It's probably. It would hate to be humiliated
We're probably
earlier.
discussing, like, yeah, I'll join the archery contest. It's like, god dang it. All right.
And for one, you go
I'll be
stumbling
thinking
forward.
I'll do the melee contest. I'll
Lockjaw.
join the jousting. I won't do archery.
Well, I don't have an actual bow, so.
I do. I got some long.
Yeah, there are certain prerequisites to the archery contest.
I also don't have a bow. May be a little hard. I got this. I'm going to put a string on one end of my sword and on the other end of my sword.
Right.
What else?
Choose my
I have a
crossbow?
rapier I can use for an arrow.
Why wouldn't you use the rapier, the sword that would
Correction,
actually
I
bend
have-
a little bit
oh,
for you?
Oh, I have javelins I can use as arrows. Oh, we got this.
I don't want to say it's frowned upon.
I'll throw a
because
javelin up in there and just sledgehammer it.
Alright, so if anything goes, I'm just going to go grab one of the Castle Ballista and just aim it differently.
So I'll lend Sir Dunley my +1 rapier.
No, I don't need that.
No, you don't?
Nope.
Wow. You filthy
Wow.
elf trying to give me your sword.
It's really nice, but okay.
Nope. Yeah, I don't need it.
How about this this amulet of not dying? Would you like that?
I'll take an amulet of not being dead.
All right.
Wait,
give
do
you
I already
an
have an
of not
amulet?
dying.
Just in case something goes horribly
Is
wrong.
there attunement to that or no?
He falls
Yeah,
off
there
the
is
horse
attunement.
into the oncoming lane. Oh, God.
No.
Nope. Okay. And then amulet of
I'm
not
assuming that our
dying.
bet
I
was
forget what it's
good
called. What's the amulet of not
from
dying?
last week.
I don't remember what it was.
Did you watch this at all last week?
No.
Our 100 gold is saved, guys.
All right.
Is that all it was? It was just 100
Well,
gold?
it was like 100 gold from each of us
Mm-hmm.
to
Yeah.
give to him.
If he actually watched the video and
I was wondering if you would just
I actually
announce it.
did you put up last session's video on YouTube yet or no?
Yeah.
I watched the very first part of it. I watched the intro and I'm like, all right, I can claim that I watched this video. And that's about as far as I got.
You had to get to the part where we all bet 100 gold that you wouldn't watch it.
Yep.
I watched the first one.
You just didn't watch the second
I
half.
didn't watch the second half.
Sweet.
That's 50% better than 90% of my players.
My purse says thank you very much, by the way.
I don't
Yeah.
care.
I don't actually have 100 gold, so I have to sell a bunch of stuff.
So is it actually called an amulet of not dying?
No. It was on Jason's character.
A parapet of wound closure.
Yeah, that's about as much as I heard. You put into words what I heard.
Parapet of wound closure.
Yeah, it's Peripat.
You're what? Parapet?
Parapet.
I'm not listening.
PERAPT. PERIAPT.
I'm just.
Man, what are those accents doing?
Which is essentially an amulet.
Lazy.
Item doesn't work properly.
I can't words, so.
Oh, hey, Sir Dunley.
Yes.
I have to talk to you about a merchant in town.
Okay.
Need you to throw him in jail.
You need what?
Throw him in jail.
Why?
Tried getting me arrested for me doing a good deed to him.
Do you have anyone that can confirm this?
I'll confirm it.
Have you taken this up to my uncle?
I don't think we want this to be public knowledge.
So you're asking me to throw a merchant in jail without it being public knowledge that he is in jail?
There was a issue about things not being recorded, and we would rather it remain that way. Do you really want to throw him in jail?
Personally, I just want a couple guards to go rough him up a little bit, but you know.
Look, they're not thugs.
It depends on how your barony works.
Not like that.
I don't know, you guys kind of have a bad reputation in the world, so.
No, the family name does. There's a difference.
So here's what happened.
Okay.
Our good friend, whatever your name is,
Drain.
Durain,
Has he gone insane?
he hasn't gone insane.
In the rain?
Mainly on the plains.
Kill all of you.
We were offered gold to burn down a merchant's cloth storage bin, whatever. And we decided not to take it.
Okay.
Durain went afterwards and warned a merchant that we had been hired to burn it down. At that point, the merchant offered him gold and then believed he was being extorted and tried to have Durain thrown into jail.
Okay. Who wanted this burnt down originally?
He's already been arrested, I believe.
Fenton, the cloth merchant.
He was at least accosted by guards.
Okay. And then, so you want this other guy,
Balin.
him roughed up because
Or in jail.
we're in jail
We're fined.
or fine. Okay.
I think he wants you to just make something up.
I mean, I can go over there and
Maybe his
how
horses
much
are
how much
being-
money was he offering you in exchange in that it was going to be extortion?
Was it 50 gold?
Yeah, we agreed on 50.
Okay. Does he know that you are friends of mine?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he does.
now.
Yeah, now.
Now, what do you mean now? Like, as in, like, now
He didn't know until at the constable, yeah.
until the constable.
Yeah.
What did the constable do about this?
He thought it would be better if we just forgot the whole thing and just put the one guy in jail.
Okay, well, if that's what if that's what the constable thinks, that is what we're gonna go with. There's a law to the barony.
But I'm sure the constable could be swayed to have other opinions.
We are not thugs. I am not a crook.
We don't need to beat him into it. I mean,
No.
surely a word
We're
from-
gonna actually extort him instead of just making him assume that we're extorting him. I see how it is.
No, I don't want any money from him.
I mean, it's okay to
I
extort
just want him
people.
to lose
of,
more money than he would have had he just,
Why don't you just raise a
Under
tax
the
on
beard.
this guy?
do
On all cloth merchants.
It's on all cloth merchants. It's one. No. Okay, you know what? The constable spoke. We're going with that.
But this guy is not from East. He's not from West Brno. He's from East Brno.
Okay.
That you guys are rivals. You can raise a tax on all merchants from East Brno, or all cloth merchants from East Brno,
And the advising begins.
and it would be extremely
Beneficial.
beneficial to everyone involved.
Really, it just sounds like it's really beneficial to you guys right now.
Well, I
Well,
don't
no,
see
you guys
any way
would
I
be making more
benefit.
money from all the new taxes.
I'm just finding a solution for you guys.
I mean,
I
I
almost
had
have
my
no
solution.
way.
You just don't like it, apparently, and they're trying to push me to another one. My word is final.
All right.
You really want to push this?
I mean, he's just going to kill the merchant if you don't do that.
I swear, officer, it was just an innocent boss.
He walked
bar
into my
fight.
knife 37 times. In the back, he backed into me. Why was your knife out? That's a good question.
Well, he was eating the pig.
Yeah,
and,
I was eating, and he came running at me, and I tried to catch him, and he just tripped and fell right
With
on
the
the
tip
knife.
of the blade.
Yes.
Yeah.
because that's going to hold up well.
It's not like one of those curved blades. So.
I mean, worst case scenario, just go back and burn his
Souls.
fucking supplies now.
But you could.
What's your alignment?
I'm neutral.
What's that L there for?
That's my own codes.
It's a kind
Lawful
of
doesn't
neutral.
mean law-abiding.
Lawful.
Apparently not.
Yeah, apparently not.
Yeah, it does.
Not that it can't.
Well, there are laws to the
You
barony.
choose for it not to be. That's fine. Everyone does their thing. Alignment is not a straitjacket in my campaigns. Alignment is a gauge by which I decide how you guys are playing your characters. It's merely it's a thermometer. You guys do what you do, and your alignments will adjust accordingly. If they ever turn evil, during the course of a game session, you'll play that character out for the rest of that game session, and then you'll hand it over to me, and it will become an NPC/villain under my control with all sorts of knowledge about the party. So there's a downside.
Yeah.
You know how you can fix that solution is you just hang your character at the end of the session. So that way he comes over with remorse, regrets his decisions after you've murdered half the town, and then hangs himself. No enemy.
Not
you
good
gotta kill a
murder,
lot of
dude.
people. I found a loophole, Mark.
Have you ever heard of 100 ghosts?
I just don't appreciate people trying to turn tails.
Okay, then don't do business there.
Peer
What is he, a
pressure.
cloth merchant?
Yep.
You could talk to Bartlebix the steward who can
Balin of Eastburn.
handle things.
Okay.
That would be the kind of
What's his name?
hierarchy protocol.
Balin of Eastburnal.
Balin.
Oh, I heard this guy has a mistress back in Cohen's Cove.
Yeah.
We could get at him that way, too.
So we're gonna blackmail him? Is that what we're doing? Extortion and blackmail.
No, we're just going to ruin his
Oh,
marriage.
boy.
We're just
Can't
gonna
wait
ruin
when
his
we all have
marriage.
to get new characters next session. 'Cause
I'm-
we've all
I'm-
been evil.
I am totally not.
Jason's gonna come back and like, who the fuck are you guys?
Guys.
You got him.
There you got him.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, you had him. He flew away.
Oh, I got him.
No, he's on the ground.
It's on the ground.
Finish him off. Now you got...
That is a confirmed fly kill.
It's a confirmed kill.
Nice.
Really?
So, do you want 100 XP, or would you prefer 50 gold?
I know an answer I would take every time. Because it's going to be going just as fast as I get it.
I like the XP. I got plenty of money.
Okay.
I wish I was in that situation. Did it
You guys are all 4th level now, right?
Yeah.
And you've seen the way we level up in this game, right?
Yeah.
Do you really want 100 XP?
That's why I'm like, I know the decision I'm taking every time. I'll take the gold.
Fine. I'll take the XP. I'll take the gold then.
All right.
I'll double down on the XP.
XP, final answer. Oh, wait.
You get to level up 5 minutes faster than everybody else.
Yeah. Earlier that session.
When the ogre
Hey,
kills
guys,
Jason,
level up.
then you level up.
So the first thing of the day is the archery contest.
Because why would people just waking up shooting objects far away be a bad idea?
Because it's better if you don't do it later in the day when they're all drunk.
This is probably some of the logic behind it. Plus, some people that will participate in this will participate in the more taxing activities of the melee battle and the jousting. So, the melee is usually the last thing. So, early in the day, you're participating.
I'm going to be participating.
Is anybody else hanging out and checking it out or participating?
Oh, yeah, I'll
Participating?
shoot.
Okay.
I'm a ranger.
Let me just see how much a longbow costs.
He's gonna run down to the shop.
75
He's like, I need this and 10 of those.
75 gold.
Yes.
Well, there are a few kiosks set up with
Look, guys,
equipment
I
for
bought a
sale.
bow. I can play now.
Because, you know, some people will watch what's going on and then decide, ooh, that's a cool thing. I want to, where can I get a bow? Oh, right over there.
Where?
Damn it.
No, I can't afford it.
I'm going to put like the baby.
Don't care, it's still a fly.
The smaller ones are half.
I don't care, it's still 25 gold.
I'm gonna be there. I'll be playing some lovely accompaniment on my harp.
Oh, good, it's the harp, not the
It's the
bagpipes.
harp.
There's about a dozen participants, including you two.
He's my friend. Don't do it.
Don't do what?
Don't kill him.
Don't kill who?
I'm Sam.
Do it over here.
Wow.
I'm beginning to regret my decision to offer a bounty on flies.
You did? But you may have let him go.
It's not important.
But it's not a fly.
It's,
That's not a
it's
fly.
no
I was
longer
gonna say,
a
that's
thing.
not a fly.
So, I'd say there's about a dozen plus you two.
Okay.
And why don't we just do some 20-sider rolls? Why don't you roll 3 times? Or do you want to see them roll first?
Sure.
Well, let's say 4 of them will roll first,
Okay.
since I have 4. One fella's doing okay.
Some of them suck.
He's continuing to do okay. And he kind of petered off, although a couple of the guys did a little better later on. And again, one guy way ahead of the field, still cranking it out. And he petered off a
I
little
wrote it. I dropped the dice.
bit. Okay, you wanna? Which one of you wants to go first?
Why don't the ranger go first since he wants to?
I can't wait for a crit fail.
No, I gotta wait now. I just dropped my dice. So.
All right.
Take 3 shots.
Nah.
Got any pluses?
I mean,
Yeah, plus 7.
So what are your final numbers?
So 14, 15, and a natural 20, which is a 27.
Okay, and that's a 14 plus 7 or 14 with the 7?
14 with the 7.
Okay.
Yeah, 14, 15, and 27.
All right. How about you, Durain?
23, 24, and a 12.
And a 12. Well, so far, he's doing a little better than you, although you had one great shot
Yeah,
that
I know.
really impressed the crowd. And then of the last bunch, oof. Couple decent shots. But so far, you two are the best in the field, and that was the first round of the shooting. And usually people don't wager on the first round. They want to see what the field's like. It thins down about, well, let's say 4 people drop out. That way I had an easy number on the dice. 4 people drop out. They've just done so poorly. They just don't feel like they should be competing today. Well, it's not my day. Well, I've had this sore thing in my shoulder. And the guy says, oh, I think my wife says I need him to buy
Need to buy some ghosts.
And then, there's always a youngster who really wasn't ready and now is disheartened and will probably give it up and take to thievery. So,
what's this youngster's name? Do we know? We're going to make him a character now.
Were you watching?
No,
Were you here?
No, I was not there, actually.
Okay.
I will be with my uncle.
Then maybe
Sean,
we'll get
remember
back
him
to that
beat him
later.
down.
So then round 2 is ready to begin. I thought you might be here for the wagering, but you're there.
Yeah.
People are starting the wager, and a few people kind of want to wager on him, but you get your helm on and everything.
Yeah, I got like my
Passing
Wearing a
for a
helmet
young
for an
humor.
No,
archery
it's
contest?
it's my hat and everything. It's not like a helmet.
Oh, okay.
That's only when I go to battle.
Because I spent all my money.
Oh, I'm sitting here like it's an archery contest.
I have
You know,
literally,
like
Why are
Robin
you
Hood Men in-
limiting your
You know,
sight?
Robin Men in Tights is just like, "Wah," and the hat just like right there. It's like, "Wah." I'm not like that.
Doing any wagering at all?
On myself?
Oh, anybody? Against yourself, on yourself, on
Against
your
myself.
buddy?
Hey, you just got 50 gold. Put 25 on each of us. Yeah, 25 on each.
Essentially, right now, you're first and second in the field. So, the odds are less
Or you can spend
favorable
25
to wager on yourself.
Because no one's going to notice that.
But it's still a pretty large field. There's 10 people.
I'll wait for another round.
Okay. Well, some bets are made and
I put
stuff.
5 gold on the drain.
Okay. The next round begins. We'll get some of these guys done. Oh, apparently the wagering has put them all off their shooting. Oh, they're just horrible. These guys are just tanking. One guy has one excellent shot, another guy does okay with the third shot, but the first 2 shots from that whole grouping was just horrible. So then, now you guys are definitely going last. Well, one guy's standing out okay. One guy shot himself in the toe. Sorry, he's dropped out. Another fella's picking up some slack. Oh, another guy just shoots one and it flies way out and it sticks into a tent. And he's like a little anxious. So you're standing there having your armor put on when an arrow comes ripping through the top of the tent. Oh no, it's hit one of the squires. But where does it hit him?
Oh no.
Oh, right in the stomach. Oh, that's horrible. That is horrible. He doubles over and falls to the ground.
Sexual happening right there.
Yeah. And Bartlebix is there. As he came by, he heard there was some trouble in town with one of your men, Durain, the ranger,
I'm not a fucking elf.
got involved in a dispute between merchants. Apparently, one of the merchants tried to hire him to burn down the cloth shed of another merchant, and he accepted the job. But then when he went straight to the other merchant, and when the other merchant thought he was being shaken down, he offered 20 gold, and Durain said he'd take 50. And the guy said, all right. And then they went over to the precinct, and the constable there, sergeant, was filling out the paperwork for the complaint from the one merchant against the other merchant, and getting Durain to witness this. And he admitted some complicity in extorting this, although he dropped the need for money. So the constable sergeant left that off, because he had also heard at that point that they were staying at the castle and they were cohorts of yours. Mm-hmm. So they let that go. And they left it out of the paperwork so as not to embarrass you or the Baron.
Thank God.
But he thought you should know that some of your guys were, overtly acting up in town.
Well, I appreciate that, and I will talk to them about it.
Especially since, well, you know.
I know. Yes.
Oh, and congratulations. Well, good luck today. And
I appreciate
hold up the name of the barony.
Will do.
All them damn merchants trying to smudge that name.
Yep.
Yes, not my own party members trying to smudge the name.
And he leaves.
Okay. And then the arrow comes through.
And then the arrow comes through. It is a guy in the
Excuse me, Bartle, I need you to come back. I have an errand.
But just before it hits him, he's helping put on your greaves.
Nothing's going to go wrong. First day, my lord.
Oh, yes, congratulations indeed, my lord. It's so good that your uncle has finally decided that. Oh, right in the tum-tum. Oh, that's going to be.
Who's the other squire with me? Do I have two with me? I have another one with me. Right?
Oh, yeah, there's a couple guys in here. But this one's your favorite.
Oh, this is my favorite, huh?
He's the fellow who rode out with you. And
oh, no, I actually care about him now. I didn't care about him a moment ago, but now I care about him.
Oh, that's smart.
Don't have his name right now, but I care about him.
Oh, it's a new tunic.
Oh, I'm sorry. You, start the bleeding. I will go find help, and I'm going to go run out of my tent.
He just starts like this?
Yeah.
Like this?
Sure. I don't know anything about medicine. Wait, I have this.
Famine wort.
I'm going to pull out the arrow. I got this plan.
You're actually gonna do that?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna give him a common healing potion.
A healing potion?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't need no medic.
So it's lost 50 gold.
Well, don't roll, too poorly.
Okay, that's encouraging.
He heals.
I mean, it's
2
one arrow.
points.
It was a big arrow.
5? Healing for 5?
It's enough.
Okay. I don't have that anymore.
Was that magical, sir?
Yes.
That must have been very expensive.
Oh, don't worry about it.
It's more money than he'll ever see in his life.
I
That
owe
really
you
is.
my life, sir.
Technically, yes.
And I'm the bad guy here.
This is the level of humility that has gone so far in cementing the reputation of the Dunley clan throughout the land.
He's not wrong. He does owe me his life, technically.
Just putting it out there every chance I get. Just gonna keep mentioning that to people.
Don't forget, I did save your life.
When I introduce you to people. And here's the squire that owes me his life. I forget his name, but he knows who he is.
So what about my uncle?
Oh. Well, everyone's saying that he Plans to name you his heir.
Does he now?
I have not heard. Thank you for telling me.
Well, word's been getting around. I was surely you already knew.
I thank you. I bet he was saving it as a surprise, but
I'm so sorry.
no. Thank you for telling me.
I should have said spoiler alert. I'm so.
This kid's gonna get hanged.
Right?
I apologize.
No. I do appreciate it a lot. Thank you.
For this, you must die.
Still, I'll bet you're glad you saved my life now.
Oh, I would have done it regardless.
Oh, thank you, sir. Well, you owe me. Anyway, let's get the rest of this armor on.
Let's just call it even.
So he continues to help get you ready for the tournament. And we go back to the end of the second round. The rest of the second round, you guys...
Swear to God, if another arrow comes through my tongue. I need to figure out where that came from, too.
No, that's a 7. That was a 7.
Nice.
So that's 14, 16, and 20.
Nice.
Okay, very nice. You're still firmly in second unless he does poorly.
Yeah.
Did you roll a 1?
No.
10, 12, and 13.
Okay, well, you drop back two slots. You're in third now. There's another fella
So I'm just going to take...
Oh, there goes my money.
named
He's
Fearathier.
going to break your leg.
Hey, kid, here's some gold. Go ahead, break his leg.
There's a fella named Fearathier who is now in second place behind you. He had a good second round, but not as good as either of your first rounds. So the wagering continues. You had 5 on Durain.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've lost that.
I now have 0 gold.
People are betting round by round, so I'm afraid.
That's fine. No, I realize that. But now I have absolutely nothing.
Someone's going to be hunting flies
What
the
happened
rest
last
of the
session?
evening.
Start looking for flies. That's the only way to help, you know.
I will tell you
To get rich quick scheme.
the hobgoblins have ogres to back them up. Therefore, we got no trigger.
Well, first off, the party understood what hobgoblins meant, and then found out that they are being reinforced by ogres.
Oh.
Basically, these are extremely badass hobgoblins. And
That explains the end ogres mark I saw on the Grymvald Adventures page.
plate mail.
You left plate mail behind?
No, they were wearing it.
They were wearing.
Yes, in that it was on the hobgoblins.
Yeah. We were going to kill the hobgoblins and take the plate mail, but then there were ogres, so we decided we should leave.
Took a massive shit right in
Look,
front
we
of
stopped
us.
one joust so we can get the knights to go and fight things. Let's go do
No,
it again.
No, it's the middle of the tournament.
No, the
right
rain put the tournament back. Anyway, we get on to the third round. 4 more guys drop out for various reasons. Either they just feel they're out of the running, and even a great round won't save them.
There's a fly right there.
I didn't get that pouch. All right, this means a lot more than you think it does.
All right. So, third round. Any wagering?
What was in that pouch that captain from Jaws gave me?
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
pile of silver.
All
Only
right.
about 25 silver.
All right.
I love how Sam's going after, like, the fruit flies.
No, there's a big one.
It's right here.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're gonna make a mess if you kill it.
Yeah.
There you go. Oh, you're
All
so
right,
greedy.
all right. So, here we go. Third round. I'll do these guys first. Ooh, a couple of them are doing all right. Oh, they fall behind a little bit. But one of the fellows actually has a natural 20, and he was one of the guys that had a good first shot in that round. So he may go out ahead in the third round if you guys don't do poorly. You're last this time.
I'm last. Okay.
Yeah. 20, 18, 12.
Okay. You kind of tied with this guy. So
not good.
I'm not third no more.
Yeah. That'd be 9, 10, 12.
okay. So you drop back into third now. And these two guys are tied up.
Okay.
But
I still have a chance.
So there'll be a final round
Mm-hmm.
with just the 3 top contenders. So I'll roll all of these 3 dice for the same guy this time.
So do I go first then, since I'm third?
Well, you'll each take a turn rolling 1 arrow each.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
And you're third, so you'll go first.
18.
Okay. This guy will go because you had the better first round, I think.
All right.
Oh, it just into the ground. His bowstring broke.
Did it shoot?
Bowstring broke. Bowstring broke. Bowstring. Judge. No. You're supposed to bring your own equipment. You're supposed to look after your own equipment, and if it fails, then it's just part of the tournament. But it's oh, fine.
I play a sad dramatic note in my heart.
14.
What'd you roll?
18.
Okay. So, next arrows, he'll go first. Okay, he's got a pretty good roll there. And then you'll go.
25.
Okay.
10.
10. All right, so it's switched up order again. Now you'll get the
Last shot.
first arrow in the third flight here.
Natural 20. 27.
Wow.
And this guy actually had a little better than you, so...
See if I can split your arrow.
Oh!
26.
26?
26.
Okay. Yeah, and this is just a mediocre roll.
Really close
All right.
between you two.
You've won the tournament. You've gotten second, and this guy's gotten third.
By 1 point. By 1 point.
Nice.
I should have bet.
You should have.
Well, I'm just very happy I participated and placed, and
He's salty.
big fanfare. The crowd's going wild, and trophies are being brought out, and you're ushered up to a stand where you're being honored, and people are putting garlands around your necks, and very pleased, and you're handed this sack of 100 gold, and you're handed a sack of 50 gold, and 25 gold is being given to third place. Then your trophies, if you would want to sell them off, are actually worth something too, but that's up to you. And they're not trophies, they're medals, really.
Okay.
And they're finely made. These are something that could be imbued with magic. They're well crafted.
Nice.
The start of my scald journeys, because I'm a Valor Bard.
All right, so that's gone well. So you're just about finished up, getting ready, and the jousting will come up soon. Feasting takes place as everybody clears the stands and gets to take some food and prepare before the jousting, and they'll clear the fields and move the stands over by the lists so they can watch over there. And, not everything needs to be moved. Some stuff is already set up, but they'll put more over there now that they're available. And the Baron and his entourage coming to your tent. No, you decent?
Yes, Uncle, I am.
I've always thought so.
Very funny, Uncle. Very funny.
He made a dad joke.
No!
How are
Oh
you
wait,
today?
your dad's dead.
Well, I suppose you know why I'm here.
I can hazard a few guesses.
Yes, hard to keep a secret around here.
Yes, it is. You've
So
come to wish
proud
me
of
luck
you.
luck on the tournament.
Well, it's more than that, you silly boy.
It is.
Of course. I wanted to formally let you know that if you'll accept, and under certain conditions, I will name you as my heir.
Uncle, I am taken back.
Now, of course, it means giving up a life of adventuring. You'll have to learn the ways of managing the estates and the barony.
I'm sorry.
And naturally, I will request that even if you have children of your own, your heirs will be named as the sons of my firstborn, who are too young now to govern, but this is why I'm offering you the opportunity. You've proven yourself as a man of valor, great honor. Now, it's a tough thing. Don't take this lightly. I personally had to give up a whole lot. I dare say my sword arm atrophied quite a bit in the years when I did nothing but push the pen and paper.
You know, Uncle, as much as I would love to...
No. Don't thank me now. Think on it, and we will discuss it after the tournament.
Oh, Mark, you're an evil person, you know that.
It's not a big deal. You just put
No, not a
just
big
make
deal.
a new character and
Yeah.
retire this one.
I mean,
But it's everything you ever wanted.
Who's going to be the
No.
force
Brilliant.
of my stories now without Sir Dunley?
clearly, Sir Dunley won't be evil, considering his actions so far in the campaign.
And we'll discuss it between the tournament and before the wedding.
All right.
So we have a couple of days to think about it. Perhaps as much as a week. We'll see how the weather is. My bride wants an outdoor wedding. What can I say?
Yes.
She wants everyone to be there.
And everyone should be there, Uncle.
Absolutely.
Decisions.
And so, time for the jousting. Well, again, there are at least a dozen in the field, including yourself.
Yes.
Well, let's say, as well as yourself. You're lucky number 13. And yes, they give everyone and the highest number goes to the most honored, who is the Baron's nephew. So you actually have a badge on that says 13.
Okay.
Not that it's
No.
in this world,
It's
not really necessarily an unlucky thing.
Well, we'll see how much
we'll see how I roll. I mean, if I just turn my luck around, I've been having it for the last 3 weeks.
I've been trying to come up with a song for Sir Dunley to inspire him in his spells.
So I'm going to roll a 12-sided die, 1 to 12, 12 being the toughest as to who you draw as the first opponent.
I'm going to get 12, I know it.
And that will be the plus they add to their die roll as well. And what are you adding to yours?
Strength. I think that's what
You
I
got a level plus, right?
I'm
Plus
sorry.
Proficiency, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, proficiency plus strength.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, I mean, it would be proficiency plus 4. What's my adding?
What is your strength?
It's a 19.
Yeah, so you've got like a
Plus 6.
4. Yeah, plus
plus
6.
6. So you got some veterans here that are pretty tough. But that's okay. Maybe you'll... 7.
Okay, I'll take that. That is my lucky number.
So they're just opposed rolls. That's the easiest way to deal with this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which die will I roll? Which die will I roll? 2. Oh, and I rolled the white four-sider to get it, so perhaps there was some favoritism from the four-sider. Mr. Tetrahedron wanted his own. Coming at you. So I'll roll +7, you'll roll +6, right? Is that your roll?
Yes, I will take that roll.
What is it?
So that's 20.
Okay, you bested him in the first pass.
If you're going to let me keep that roll, I will keep that roll 100%.
Oh my god.
So we got a 22, you got a 26.
Yep.
If you roll, let's say, 15 higher than the other, you'll have just unseated him from his horse. Otherwise, it'll be 3 passes, best of 3.
Okay.
But if you unseat somebody, you just outright win.
Okay.
And you get the horse.
No, Fumbles is my horse.
You still get the horse.
You can sell the horse.
Oh,
No, that's a 12.
No, you don't win the one versus horse. So, what'd you roll in there?
12.
12. That includes your +6?
Yeah.
Ooh. 16 + 7 is 22. Beat you by 10. Not enough to unseat you, but he won the round. So it's the third pass.
Tainted the dice. All right.
The first round.
He did too good.
I did too good.
oh,
I'll take it. 24.
24.
Oh,
Oh, you lay this guy out
Nice.
as you roll as a natural 1. Just. He can't figure out. He can't bring his thing down, and his visor slipped while he was looking the wrong way, and his shield got hooked onto something, and you just flattened him. Let's see if he's hurt. It's always a possibility. Nah, he's okay. It's like it's pretty close, but there's like a 10% chance that someone could get severely injured if they're unseated. All right. So, other rounds transpire. Half the field is vanquished. And once again, now it's going to be the better half that prevails on average. So what we'll do is now I'll roll a 6-sider and I'll add 5 to the number. And that will be who you're up against in the next round. And roll a 3. So it's somebody with a +8.
it's a little bit better.
So once again, some of the other rounds take place, and then finally
What are the
yours comes
chances
up.
of that 12 getting knocked off?
Well, I took the 12.
Oh.
Right? I only added 5. I didn't add 6. And we'll do the same thing. So it kind of homogenizes the field.
Putting all my hopes and dreams into this one dice.
That's the one.
Wow, that's a 15.
Maybe it's time for my song.
All right.
So
This time,
Green.
Lucky Green. What am I adding? 8?
Yep.
24?
That hits me. I got a 15.
15, so you're not unseated. But you're behind.
I want to inspire Sir Dunley.
No. This is a fair
All
joust.
right.
Hey. Let's stop him. If he wants to do something like that.
I'm going to sing. Sir Dunley rode to Colwyn's Cove in search of honor's keep. Some bandits saw him riding near and hid with their fleet feet. But when he came the next fine day, they attacked him in his sleep. But no match for his mighty swings, they fell down at Dunley's feet.
Yeah.
I like the song, but I'm really concerned.
Natural one.
I'm gonna get it
Natural
now.
one.
The crowd is cheering. They're pleased that there's a song about Sir Dunley, and
Sir Dunley's pleased there's a song about Sir Dunley.
There's a song about Sir Dunley.
pleased. Now, what does that add to his
It's a D6. You can add it to the roll.
to the next roll?
Yep.
Any roll.
Any
that
roll
you
within the next
choose.
10 minutes, which is just like
Yeah. I guess each round is like 10 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm. You could do a new song each round. Do you have another verse?
No.
Well, you could sing the same one over.
There are more verses.
Okay.
My character has more verses.
Sure.
I should have kept that.
What'd you roll?
I got a 19, but I got to reroll because I picked it up already.
Oh,
I'll
okay.
take that.
You want to add the
20.
Okay.
20 total?
Yeah,
Right? Yeah.
20 total.
Yeah, 20 total.
And you get to decide before or after I roll.
Yeah, that's important.
Wait after you roll the d20 before deciding, but before you say whether it succeeds or
He
fails.
just has to roll
Yeah,
before
yeah, yeah.
you declare if it passes or fails.
I'm going to roll.
Yeah,
Oh, wow. Okay.
I got another 6 on top of that, so 26.
26.
you have to roll first.
18 total. You beat him by 8, so you win the second pass.
All
Better
right.
safe than sorry.
Are you singing again?
Yeah, this one's about the harpy.
Oh, okay. All right. People are amazed that he has actually battled a harpy. In fact, his opponent is a little shaken up,
Yeah,
visibly.
yeah,
He's watching as you.
I talk about his mighty axe flying into the harpy and splitting its wings in twain.
Yep. Definitely how that happened.
He actually salutes you from across the field. Let's roll.
6. Hang on, let me add. Or no, that's a
6
12.
plus
18.
18 total.
18 total.
21.
Unseated. Well, not unseated,
No.
but I lost.
Yep, I'm afraid you knocked out the round. Even with your cheating. I mean,
Curses.
magic help. I mean, songs.
Yep, definitely not cheating. 110%.
I talk about how you defeated Durf there, the undead. Dunley, the kind, the handsome, and the brave.
How did he get defeated? I don't feel like I did it.
You did.
Did I do it?
Who did?
The Durothier. The
The
dwarf.
undead
The dwarf.
dwarf.
So he comes running over Dorothier. So he comes. Your opponent rides over to you. A fair match indeed, said
Yes.
Dudley.
Do I know that I was getting buffed by him?
I mean, you feel great, right?
Because that's
He's done it before.
on. I don't think he's
Not
done
to
it on-
him?
Not to me.
Scott's done it before you.
Yeah, so you know.
Nah, I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe, maybe not.
Okay. Yes, and I'll shake his hand because I will assume that it was my Dunley being egotistical.
Even if
assume it
I
was
don't
him.
win another single round, I will be so proud that I was able to compete against you and not be unseated. I saw the way you knocked that first blackguard off his horse. That Jalston knight.
Oh, but he was nothing compared to you.
Vikings on horses, that's what I say. No, he doesn't say that. Barbarians on horses. They're nothing more than trumped up outlanders.
Yes, indeed.
And as far as I'm concerned, now, as he's saying this loudly, and everybody can hear him, because, you guys aren't, like, next to each other whispering.
Yeah.
And there are others nearby, and this includes a couple of the fellows that came up from, and they're obviously not liking this. You notice that they're taking offense to it. Well, but they go stalking off.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. They're not pleased to have heard this, but this guy doesn't care. He's oblivious.
He's a
oblivious
noble born.
to-
He doesn't care how they feel.
He says what he says, and
Yeah.
consequences be damned. He's all full of himself right now anyway for having bested you at
Bested
the
Sid.
joust. He actually wins the whole thing, though.
Wow.
So,
He was spurred on by
another
the
hour or so
victory.
goes by, and he continues
Felt
to
more confident after I was gone.
Yeah.
uphold the name. So, in essence, you were only bested by the fellow who won the
Yeah.
entire tournament.
That's pretty good.
I was only bested by the best.
Exactly. And that's an important distinction going forward in case others...
Strong man. You got it, man. You got it.
Yeah, what?
Aren't you going to go into the fight?
Oh, yeah.
I'll also be
You
going
gonna
into the.
All right. So there's going to be a little longer of a break because of some of the guys who were involved in the jousting will also participate in the melee, and they do need some time because there are captains amongst these nobles that will lead their men into this large sort of Donnybrook. I mean, there'll be like 6 factions of a dozen men each with a captain. And sometimes 2 will have a strategy of teaming up against one, and sometimes it'll be every man for themselves, and it's crazy. It is chaos. It is chaos. But as you are all feasting and there he is. And you 4 together?
Sure.
Feasting together, staying together. All right.
If Sir Dunley wants me at his table.
Yeah.
And you're all at a high table. Not quite as high as the Baron's table, but he's the Baron. Right. Second highest dais, right? And enjoying yourselves, and you're being well taken care of. Mehar Zubino
Oh.
walks up to the table. Sir
Hi.
Dudley.
Yes.
Sir Dudley.
Yes.
I'm so sorry to intrude on your day.
No, anytime.
I know this tournament is very important to you. I recall you saying so at our feasting table back in Laidlaw. Something terrible has happened.
Oh, what's that?
Some of the men, they went into the tombs on the island. We managed to take care of most of the problem with the large reptiles in the swamp. Posted several men and even had a great deal of success destroying most of the beasties, although some linger still.
Yes.
But the causeway is clear, and we've rebuilt sections of it and set up a sort of a encampment there on the island out in the swamp. And some braved going within in hopes that we might discover more about it. Well, there was a flood down below, and we lost several men. And once we were able to drain that, some were searching the sarcophagus, and a deadly gas came out and killed several.
Oh dear, I'm terribly sorry.
There was a discovery of... I remember you you explained to my father that there had been a secret compartment and that, of course, was still left open. But there was another.
There was?
Embedded within the bottom of the sarcophagus was a sword. I understand that there was a tablet.
Yes.
My father thinks that maybe there was something more to this tablet that might explain the sword being there or something about it, but none of us were able to remove it from it appears to be of elvish make.
Interesting.
I thought
You still have the tablet, sir?
You have it, don't you?
Yeah. I probably have it memorized, honestly.
Okay. Where is it, though?
It'd be with my things in the room, in the chest.
You could send someone to get it or go get it yourself if you wanted to.
Yeah, I can go get it
He's
myself, I guess.
requesting that it actually be brought back to Laidlaw so it could be
He wants the tablet?
studied further and try to figure out what's going on.
Well, we can head back.
Sorry,
I'll go right now.
he said they were dead. I misspoke. They were laid low,
Yes.
right? There are several in a comatose state, and he wonders if there's something that's magically causing this, and if it has something to do with the sword or the tablet. They know that you guys had some potions that were able to offset the other gas, but they don't know if it's the same or if it's a different thing.
Well, we don't have any more of those potions.
But I can save
He's
some
hoping.
of them
You know, there's several
if I go back.
individuals, people that he grew up with. I mean, nobody's very prominent in the town themselves. These are strong fighters who, are loyalists to Zubino, and to be seen, it would be seen as a sign of weakness if he didn't do everything he can to try to save these people.
I think my character would actually go back to Laidlaw at this point.
Like now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up and go to my uncle's table.
Mm-hmm.
And be like, Uncle, I have thought throughout the day of the offer, and I fear that I cannot accept. I feel I will do more.
Oh, do not take not winning the tournament, the jousting, as a sign.
No. That had nothing to do
Fought
with it.
honorably.
But
Quite well, indeed.
I feel like I could do more for the family by being out there with the people, with the other kingdoms, within West Barnaul, spreading our name.
Well, shall we revisit this
At
in a
later
few
date.
months?
Yes, I feel like we should.
Let's make it 1 year. On my 1-year anniversary of my marriage, we will discuss this again. See where your head is at then.
Very well, Uncle. Very well.
On the ground.
On a block.
In a bucket.
Belly of a Tarrasque.
That's not encouraging.
In the urinary tract of a Tarrasque, making it even more irritable. As if they weren't nasty enough. He's got a bad case of the Dunleys. He's got a Dudley
I'll be known as a disease to the Tarrasques. Oh dear, you have the Dudley. Stay away from me.
Oh, he's got a Dudley infection. Oh, he can't pass it? No.
Kidney stones.
Tried to get an Odiug to help him. No, we were working on the wrong end. Anyway. So you tell him this, and what else?
Let me see. What's his son's name again? I have it written down. Apparently,
Was that Meha from Laidlaw at your table?
Yes, it was.
Son of Zubino.
Yes,
I was
yes.
surprised. Meha wasn't here competing, but I understand there. I understand all that you've done over there has caused quite a boom in their economy.
It appears that some local disaster is actually stopping that.
Oh dear.
So, I feel within the interest of the family, if we head back there and help them out, it could definitely strengthen ties between House Dunley and House Zubino.
Absolutely. Well, you do what you have to do. I'm afraid you'll miss the wedding if you head there now. Is it pressing?
Quite. They have several men who might die.
Dear. Well, you have a decision to make. I know you'll make the right one.
Could just send them back with the bottles.
Yeah, we still have the bottles.
Yeah, but there's a potion.
So then what are we going to do? We don't know the recipe.
Yeah.
If only we had a way of getting there extremely fast.
I will have my companions go on ahead to see what they can discover, and I will leave as soon as the wedding is over, Uncle.
Well, very well then.
So, does the river that goes to Laidlaw, does that pass through this town as well?
Flows in this direction
Okay, so that's not a faster way.
because it flows down out of the hills right
Wow.
where Laidlaw is and then heads in this direction.
That's several days of travel, right?
Yeah. You could leave the wagon behind and just take fast horses.
Yeah.
Certainly, the Baron would give you the fastest horses since it's an important thing.
Is that the plan then? We're going to leave the Baron's demise up to fate? we don't actually have any in-character reason to suspect his untimely end. So I think we should go.
Yeah, I'll agree. I think we should head there as soon as possible.
Oh, I can just go back myself, and then you guys can attend Sir Dunley there at the wedding. If we're going to split the party, which way do we want to split?
Well, can't send you just by yourself.
Why not?
Well, you two could go, because if we're doing the tournament, the melee, then we can do that, and then once that's wrapped up, get through the wedding, then head over.
Alright. Yeah.
Plus bards being the versatile sorts. You'd probably do better than the two people meant to stab things.
Well, I hope you stab things well.
Alright. So, yeah.
Alright, so us two will go back to Laidlaw. But that's not too much trouble, Mark. Is that too much trouble to split the party?
No.
Okay.
All right. So, you two are heading back to Laidlaw. Good. All right. Couple of fast horses.
I've actually already bought a fast horse.
Nice. That's why you had no wagering money left.
Right. I could have wagered my horse, but then what would we do?
Exactly. Smart. All right, the big scrum. The big melee. Well, I would suggest... How many 20-siders do you have in that bunch there?
That should be all of them.
Ooh, I see another one.
There's another one right there.
Wait.
That's a lot
Oh.
of 20s.
How many is that?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah.
Perfect. Just what I'd hoped.
Mark, I have a question. So, with one of my abilities, I actually get bonuses with one-handed melee weapons.
Oh, you won't participate in the scrum.
I won't? Okay.
No, you're too valuable. Because
Okay.
there's a high risk of injury here.
I'm going to put money on him then.
Well, on his faction.
Yes, on his faction.
So how we'll do this is you will roll all of those at once. Wait. What are your pluses?
For my sabers, it is a +8.
Okay. And you are...
I dual wield those.
You're doing this so as not to cause harm, though. So you're just doing non-lethal damage, as it were.
Yeah.
If you roll any ones, you will suffer a severe injury. If you roll any 2s or 3s, and this is regardless of your plus, you will suffer a minor lasting injury, like loss of a finger, tip of your nose, an ear cut off, a big nasty scar somewhere, and we'll roll a random location and then decide what it is at that point.
Got an extra suit of plate laying around.
Did you say you have +8?
Yeah.
So, any 8s or above will be solid hits, and if at least 10 of yours are 20 or above, so all you got to do is roll 12s on at least 10 of those dice, you'll be held as the victor of your faction, and your faction will have won.
Okay. My heart is
Do
pounding
you
right
wish,
now.
do you wish to roll them all at once?
Oh, yeah, it's a grand melee. It's a horrible jumble of everything. I will walk out of here with no legs and one arm.
Wow.
I'm going to call that now.
I'm gonna put 50
Can't
gold
even
on
shake
him.
half
50 on him?
On his
Okay.
faction, yeah.
How much you put? Anybody else?
Not fair.
Okay, you guys are actually on your horses and gone.
Yeah.
Not even sticking around to see if good old deranged.
This is why the rain should have
He'll
come.
never pull another ferry across the water again.
Well, you could, but you have to use your legs.
There we go.
Could be.
I seen that 20.
Well, hey, other people quit.
At least 12. Set at least 12s off to the side. Let's get those out of the way, just to give us a gauge of how well your faction did.
Oh. That's 14.
Yeah, I saw that.
All right. Well, on the plus side,
How many are 12s or higher just on the face of the die?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, so your faction did pretty well. Are there any 2s or 3s?
1, 2.
Are there any 1s?
No.
Would you roll this die, please?
Oh, you get to roll your own.
Stomach!
Oh!
Oh, there's a mad rash. So, the higher I roll, the worse it is. Still a minor injury.
Right, but
How deep of a scar is it?
Oh.
All right, you just take a nick. You've got a decent scar on your belly.
All right.
It got in between a couple of a gap in your armor, maybe from the side, and pierced your belly. But it will take you out for a day or so,
Yeah.
resting up, unless you want to use magical healing means.
I do not have any. I can sit there and eat a bunch of berries all day. I was to spell good berry.
Oh, there you go. All right, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's exactly what that sort of stuff is for. All right, but your faction did pretty well. Your faction came in 3rd out of 6.
Shouldn't say it. So 10 hits out of.
Oh, that's 50 gold.
no. That's
Yes,
that's
that 50 gold is
that's like
gone.
tipping for 50 nights at an inn.
Why didn't you lose an arm?
You're going to lose 50 gold. Why didn't you lose an arm?
I mean, he could get a natural 20, though. That's pretty
His
good.
arm could still be forfeit. One word to the Baron, and
I
know
saw
how
him
he loves-
stealing my cookies.
you know how he loves to change the laws
Let me
so
guess,
as to
someone stole
exact
your sweet
vengeance
roll.
for his friends or himself.
Oh, see, he likes to do that.
Yeah. This is... I mean, he can't hit me with his sword. He's got to get him somehow.
All right, so goes the day of tourneys. And it was a great day indeed. Everyone was pleased with the outcome. The weather was good. Everyone's happy and festive, and the wine is flowing. The ale is being spilled all over the place. And you fellows are enjoying a great feast at the high table. Your friends have taken off already to head to Laidlaw. And will you be heading out this night or the next morning?
I'm leaving after the wedding.
Oh, you're sticking off the wedding yourself? You're waiting with him?
Yeah.
Okay. As humans are wont to do.
Humans are political creatures.
Well, they'll actually bring the wedding forward. They're going to take advantage of these people being in town. So it will be in just 2 days.
Okay.
They won't wait a week or anything. Unless there's something else you're doing, we can kind of fast forward a bit here. 2 days go by. You guys are still 1 day out of Laidlaw. The wedding takes place. It's a joyous occasion. There is great rejoicing. Everything goes really well.
Except.
No.
Oh.
Even the guys from Jaws who might have caused some trouble have been kept in line. They're their shenanigans have been anticipated, and they were outmaneuvered. Bartlebix had the right guys in place to get in between them and any trouble they could cause before anything erupted. And a couple of them were jailed at certain times on drunken disorderly or whatever the equivalent is, and let out after they were humbled enough. And one of them was thrown in the stocks.
Humbled.
One was thrown in the stocks and humiliated fairly. In fact, it was the captain, the one who had given you coins,
Poor
to
guy.
set an example for the rest of his men. He had pressed himself on a noblewoman who was married, and a complaint was made, and he was arrested and thrown into the stocks for the remainder of a week. So, and even throughout the wedding and through the rest of the tournament, and then past the wedding, he'll remain in town in the stocks.
Well, I'm glad I didn't meet him at that bar.
People throwing,
He'd be dead now.
finishing apples and throwing their cores at him as they walk by, and dogs wandering up and peeing on his legs, and all sorts of humiliation. And his men, and there are a number of empty stocks nearby, so his men get the message that they've been left empty so that more of them could be put in if they get out of line. And despite their bravado, they know they're severely outnumbered in this town, and that that people are keeping an eye on them, so they know they can't get away with anything. So the wedding goes off without a hitch. It is wonderful. The bride is very happy. She thanks everybody, and of course the Baron gives a great speech about how this is a new dawn, that he hopes that they have a very successful marriage, and that it bodes well for the barony. Everyone's very pleased, and everyone is enthralled with, and they love her. They think she's fantastic. And the next day you'll be heading off to
Laidlaw.
Laidlaw?
Yep.
Okay. You guys get there. You ride into Laidlaw. Mahar would have ridden with you, heading back. You talk along the way about anything you want to talk about, but he's pretty much told you everything he knows about what happened at the
Right.
in the crypts under the monastery. So you get into there, and Zubinah's the count is beside himself, Count Sebastian. He's just so glad that you came right away. Where's Sir Dunley?
There's a wedding.
Oh, of course. Oh, we
And
had to stay. Oh, of course.
Sir Dunley. This is supposed to be a surprise, but I believe Sir Dunley may be appointed regent.
Oh, goodness me.
So,
Baron Regent, eh?
yes.
Well, good for him.
So he may not come at all, unfortunately, but we're here to help. Show me to.
Yes.
Are they still alive?
Yes, we'll. He takes you by those that are. There's a kind of a hospital tent or hospital structure set up where those that have been in a comatose state, and there's several of them in there. And yeah, this indeed seems like it's the same thing that it afflicted.
Well, I got magic for this, so I'm going to try and pick the ones that look like the healthiest, like they have the best chance to recover.
What is this magic you're using?
It's a lesser restoration spell.
Okay. How many of these can you cast?
I can cast, I believe, 2 of them a day. Let me just check.
3.
I can cast 3 of them a day?
Yeah, second level, right?
No, they're third level.
Oh,
Oh, no. Yeah, they are second level.
Yeah, so 3 times.
Well, what are the odds that there are just 3 of them?
Yeah, I can cast it 3 times. No.
It's almost as if I
Yeah,
planned this.
we're at 4th level, so it's 3 times per day.
Wow. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I can help them.
Spontaneous. They don't have to make any rolls.
Nope.
All right. Each in turn, you restore each of the 3.
Yeah, I'm doing it like
Making a big deal out of
making
it.
a big deal, using the elvish magic and the mysteries and enchantment of the elvish.
Those that are
powers.
nearby are in awe.
Yeah,
Even Zubanon, who's seen a thing or two, is impressed by your conjurations and
great.
abjurations, rather. And he thanks you as each of them are coming around. They'll be nursed back to health, obviously. It takes place immediately. They're still depleted from
Right.
several days of having, no sustenance and all of that. So it'll take a little while for them to get back on their feet. But they're thanking you profusely, as are their families who are nearby. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. Did you bring the tablet?
I did.
We should have a look at that. I sent for a fellow from Colwayne's Coves. Once we knew that we were going to be within the tombs and crypts and that there were some ancient dwarven writings. Oh, I'll send for him. He calls for a fellow named Egar. He's a dwarf.
Oh.
He's a sage of sorts. Oh, hello.
Greetings.
Your your husband, the sergeant of a guard in Colwayne's Coves, right? Yes. I've seen you around. And actually, he does look kind of familiar to you.
Okay. I say, I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. You must not have.
Egar, yes.
Oh, Igor.
So good. Good of you to come. I've examined some of the writings. I'm so pleased to hear that you had cleared this out and opened it up for research.
Well, it's a little bit dangerous for research. To be honest, I was hoping that the Kanzuno's men would stay out of the crypt.
Oh.
As now we see. Though I thought those magics had been diffused, apparently not.
I understand you have a tablet that was taken from
I
the
do.
sarcophagus. May I see it?
Yeah, I give that to him. I also give him my translation.
Ah. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Maybe I missed a few words.
No, not at all. Not at all. Mm-hmm. But you did miss the import of the tablet. This I've seen before. It's a false tablet.
Oh,
A false tablet.
how is that even possible?
He takes it and he smacks it against the table. And there's a whole layer of it that just kind of crumbles away.
Nice.
And he brushes it off. And he says, see here?
Dwarven
That is neat.
Dwarven master craftsmanship, I see.
The real message is on the tablet underneath. So we'll take a little time to translate. We should waste no time, though. We should go. We should go. Are you up for a little trip?
We should wait for Sir Dunley. I mean, not Sir Dunley, but wait for Durain. I think Durain will
Oh, this is going to take time to
translate.
translate and such anyway, but we should go over and see that we're not missing anything over there.
You mean in the crypts?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to check out this sword too that they found.
Yes, it's embedded. It appears to have elvish make. It seems to be of elvish construction, which surprised me.
Why would a elvish sword
be in
in
a dwarven tomb?
crypt?
Elves get around, man.
But perhaps there's something in this tablet that will tell us, but
Very well.
I can only assume that it's being guarded for some reason.
Very well.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get over to the crypt and everything.
If for no other reason than to make sure that no others are touching anything over there. Let's, shall we bring some supplies? I have tents set up over there where we can stay comfortably. There are guards. We've set up a perimeter. We've moved around some of the ruins to build a small wall so that no creatures come in at night. And we don't have to worry about alligators on the island.
Very well. Very well.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Post haste.
Great. So, the new ferryman, the fellow that he bequeathed his business to, hey, it's you guys. Let me take you over for free.
Oh, thank goodness.
Thank you.
Sure. Well, Durain told me that, well, it's it. He takes over. I wouldn't have a livelihood if it wasn't for you fellas. Sorry, Mrs. Mistress?
It's Mrs. You can tell by the hair braid.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah.
We don't know a whole lot about elves around this place.
That's fine. I don't expect you to now.
Well, anyway, get you across. And, the path that leads back to where the swamp is has been well cleared now, and it's been cut back a little further. A lot of trees are down. You see fresh stumps everywhere on the side, and you see there are people working, people cutting down trees, and there are stacks of logs near the water.
Nice.
Prepared to be sent further into the kingdom here, so that they can be sold. And it looks like there's a couple of warehouses being built on this side too, for protection for whatever goods and the lumber, if they mill it at all here. So things are already moving pretty fast. You head across the causeway, which has been repaired, and
no more having to hop, skip across and everything.
No. It's been cleared, and there are planks now, and there are actually rails to keep anything from attacking anybody on the causeway.
That's good.
Yeah, it's very nice.
It's got matriculations, so they can just shoot down to crocodiles.
Yeah, it's very nice indeed. There's even a couple of guys there just fishing off of the.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Passing the day and catching something for themselves to eat for lunch, right?
I'd be worried about the fish.
Well,
outside of town,
it's
in the Dungeons
sloppy.
and Dragons world.
Yeah, I know.
It's sloppy, but there are fish. There are still
Just
fish.
normal fish, okay.
Sure.
It's not like Dwarf
So,
Fortress.
you're out on the
You're-
island,
you're-
and
Okay.
indeed, the perimeter's been set up now, and there are small structures being built, but there are pavilions set up, camps, tents, and stuff. And the sage takes you through and says, "Oh, and we found a few other things within the vaults inside the tombs, some writings, and of course, here are my translations of the swords." And most of this stuff is pretty much what you expected it would be,
Sure.
just from your quick assessments of them from previous times here.
On the way, this is like 10-minute walk, right?
Hmm?
On the way there, can I have cast the comprehend languages spell and read the tablet?
Oh, you could do that here.
Okay.
Not on the walk.
I'm just worried about sneaky gem tricks, man.
Oh, of course. I don't blame you.
That's not encouraging.
This guy might be not the best.
Well, the thing is, it's even if you understand it,
Oh, it's in code.
if it's cryptic, it's problematic.
Yeah, it probably does not help me with codes.
And this is indeed rather cryptic.
Okay.
It alludes to a time that never was, held at bay.
Shit, Mark.
What?
Nothing.
It alludes to a time that never was, that has been held at bay, that could still come to pass, so should certain forces bring it about. And it says that Darien is the shield against those times.
That is very cryptic.
And you confer with the sage, and he agrees that this is what it says, but he has no idea what it could possibly mean.
Okay. Well, I mean, I have Dorian's shield right here on my charm bracelet, but that's not going to... The gods don't seem to answer my prayers, though they just probably appreciate hearing them.
It does speak to the importance of this monastery. If the dwarves were here protecting, guarding against some sort of cataclysmic events, something that could change the very nature of time, why, it's mind-boggling.
And yet, they were cursed with undeath.
Yes, well...
Do we have any idea of, like, a clan of dwarves that these dwarves seem to have come from or anything like that?
Well, you do now. You remember from the previous translation that there was, when the dwarves migrated out of the mountains into the north to help build in the great city-state that then became the seat of the empire, that this faction stayed behind. And even that was cryptic enough. They were there to guard something, but you knew not what.
But it was thousands of years ago?
That was about 1,000 years ago, a little more.
1,000 years ago. We believe they came up north. Do we know why the dwarves left the mountains?
It was they were being decimated by the hobgoblins and orcs and goblins and giants, and that infested the mountains and were...
Which I assume are still there.
They fight against one another now, though, with no dwarves to rally against, which is good for the kingdoms. Keeps them from uniting and spreading down into the lands. Perhaps on the far side of the mountains into the old elvish empire, which I know a bit of.
Oh, really? Interested in talking with you about that sometime.
Oh, sure. They were great once. But they say their biggest problem was deforestation. Southern end of the continent.
Well, they must have lost their way if elves that can't grow trees.
I hear it's still a great empire. I've never traveled south, though.
There's
I
still
only know
elves
of it.
to the south?
Oh, yes. There's a great empire to the south, and 3/4 of the continent lies to the south of the mountains.
Wow. Well, maybe one day I'll travel there, but for now, people here need our help.
They're more like yourself rather than, well, you're part elvish.
Mm-hmm.
Wood elf, though, I believe.
Yes.
Right. You're high elf.
Am I? Sure.
Yes, your ancestors are from that empire.
And where did the wood elves come from?
Oh, I lived to the northwest here in they're the original inhabitants of this northern peninsula.
My people
Northwest peninsula.
at one point migrated north and settled
Some.
these lands.
Some, as the empire to the south began to falter. Some came north through Colwade's Coves, as I understand it, and much like the dwarves left the mountains, some of the elves from the southern empire came north, integrated here as best they could. Good for you.
I like it up here.
It's nice. Civilized. if a little human.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Of course, my people left the south long ago. So many dwarves and humans enslaved in this elven empire to the south.
They still practice that?
As far as I know. Like I say, I haven't traveled south. I only hear what I hear. Not much comes out of the empire.
It's disturbing. There's hobgoblins moving north. I would assume they came from the south then.
Probably.
The mountains. I don't suppose they travel down into the Elvish Empire. Wouldn't be much for them down there but death.
Who knows what lies beneath the Elven Empire, though?
High elves suffer no hobgoblins. I'm sure. Who would? Neither dwarf man nor elf.
Monsters.
Calls hobgoblins anything but an enemy. So, we're left with more questions.
More questions.
May I keep this? Would you like it back?
What's he referring to? The translation?
Yeah, the tablet.
He wants the actual tablet?
Yeah, unless you need it for something.
I think that's fine.
Oh, you may want to examine the pommel of that elven blade. It's embedded into the very stone itself.
Okay. I'll go over, kneel down.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, at this point, you're all down in the...
I assume the walls of water are back up?
Yep. Everything's been returned to its pristine state.
Do you know how they triggered the trap? A second time?
I wasn't here, thank goodness. I know we figured out that the arms of the statue to the top could reset it.
Ah.
So we were able to drain this again down here and recover the bodies of those that had triggered the other trap. But here we are. You've taken care of that, so thank you.
All right.
This whole adventure would have left a bad taste. So at this point, you two are actually a day and a half on the road now, right? You leave right after the wedding?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're riding along. Are you taking anyone with you? I mean, you're welcome to take a bit of an entourage. Certainly your squires will travel along and tend to your horses if you want. I mean, the idea is that you're just riding out to Laidlaw to discover what happened and probably will return. But you can always send them back with the extra horses or whatever else at some point if you wish to go off in a whole other direction.
Yeah,
you could take the wagon along with you.
Yeah, we left the wagon.
Yeah, well, I'll take Fumbles. Do you have your own horse?
You're issued one.
You just want to take the wagon?
You can take River.
I mean, we'll move slower with a wagon.
No, but we need to take it with us.
Do we? Why can't we just leave it with your people?
It's okay. You can take the wagon.
We're taking the wagon.
I actually bought it.
I'm just going to go there on my horse.
Okay. Your horse and a couple of squires. They'll have fast-riding horses. They'll be keeping up and taking care of your horses at night, getting them ready for you in the morning. They'll get your tent set up at each encampment.
No, you don't have to do that.
Collect firewood. Cook your meals. Let you guys lounge about and discuss adventuring.
Brush
About
your
the
hair,
hardships
tuck
of
yourself into
adventuring.
bed.
And back to you two.
Okay.
Tell me what you're doing.
I'm kneeling down in front of the sword. I'm going
Okay.
to...
Now remember, let's say here's the sarcophagus. The lid's off of it.
Right.
And there was a secret compartment beneath, say, the chest of where the dwarf would have been laid out inside it. There's another compartment, and the inner floor of that compartment has this, what seems to be a sword hilt embedded
in the stone.
as if the sword was embedded and just the hilt is sticking out.
But the dwarf said you could read Elvish writing on the sword?
No, it just appears to be of elven make. And you look at it and you say, oh, yeah, that craftsmanship is definitely elvish, not dwarvish, for sure. And he says, one fool tried to grab the handle and it burnt his hand. That was me. See a guy, it's all vanished.
Right.
I don't know why I did it. It was just stupid. I wouldn't do it again. I will not do it again.
I'm sure he won't.
Fortunately, he did it before I touched it, says the dwarf.
Wow.
But do you know anything about...
I don't think I know anything about crafting swords. It doesn't seem reasonable.
Okay.
Nor do I know anything about the history of swords.
I could try. I could try to see if I can recall anything. If I look at the pommel, see if there's any symbols that stand out or anything like that.
You know, this might not be a sword. It is like a handle, but it might not be a sword. It might be a handle for a scepter or a rod or something more
like,
along those lines.
Something for like royalty or something like.
Perhaps. It is very fancy. It's encrusted with gems. It's definitely very valuable.
Mm-hmm.
Thousands upon thousands of gold pieces in value just based on these gems.
Can you see if there's any magic within
I
these?
can't use detect magic. I don't have...
In the course of examining it, you would need to touch it. So roll a 20-sider if you would, please.
4.
Yeah!
Yep.
You get a little singed on your fingertips. So perhaps humans, half-elves, might not want to touch this thing.
Did it seem to move at all when you touched it?
No. No, it was in the same position it was in before.
What was the warning about this place again? The secret message?
Yeah, it was, there's no direct translation from ancient Dwarven into this.
Sure.
But the gist of it, from what you and this dwarf were able to divine from the under tablet, is that what was being guarded against was a time that should not be.
And they were guarding this monastery was supposed to guard against this time.
It's here as a bulwark against such a cataclysm. Although the way it's worded,
Okay.
it suggests that there's a certain inevitability to this coming about. As if this is like a dam against rising waters.
So I think like my character is going to just pray for guidance. I know they're not a cleric or anything, but like just pray to Dorothea. And
Are you casting some sort
I
of spell,
can't.
or?
This is just normal prayer.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this is clearly a thing of great religious importance, and it's very cryptic. And my character is superstitious, I think. So she'll pray, and I assume there's no kind of response at all. And then I'm going to, I guess I'll try like just lightly touching the sword.
The pommel?
The
Or
pommel,
the
the
handle?
pommel. Yeah. Cool to
Yeah,
the
you
touch.
touch it. It is cool to the touch. It doesn't affect you in any negative way.
This thing is cool to the touch. I'll run my fingers down it. How does
It's
it
a little
feel?
tingly to it. It feels good.
Feels good.
Yeah.
How does it feel? Does it feel old?
Sorry?
Does it feel old?
Feel old? I don't know.
How's
What
it
does old
feel?
feel like?
Like like the cloth is stiff. If
There's no cloth.
There's no cloth. It's just
No. This
pure
is
metal.
metal and gems. Yeah, there's nothing organic. There's no leather or cloth or anything about this. No wood.
Okay.
It's simply metal and gems. Beautiful, beautiful, expensive gems. I mean, really, this is like
Right.
more wealth than you've ever seen times 100. It's an insane amount of value just in what you can see. And if there's more embedded beneath this
All right.
stone, it would be insanely valuable.
You feel anything with that?
All right. So I'm gonna get a sack. I'm gonna reach down and then carefully lift up the sword
I'm sorry, using the sack to
using
hold
my
it?
hands. I lay down the sack on the ground next to me.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna carefully lift off the sword and put it down. The
Okay,
sack.
it's just the handle. You would have to grab the handle and pull it free.
Sure.
Okay.
So is there like resistance?
No.
All right. I just
No,
pull
in
it.
fact, as you pull it free, there's this flash of blinding light. What? What are you smiling
Come
about?
on.
No, it's just this flash of blinding light.
Okay.
And then as your eyes readjust, you're standing there holding this handle, and it's like a scepter. It's beautiful, beautiful. It's like mithril. It's like beautiful metal of the finest, and it's inlaid with gems along it, and it has this neat kind of pattern. And it's twisted and
Okay.
has this sort of, it's almost like a, what you would imagine a unicorn horn might be if it was wrought out of metal and
Wow.
encrusted with gems.
All right.
It's just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
So dwarf in shock, seeing it pulled out. Are we the only two down there, or
There's
Us
the three
three?
of you.
okay? The dwarf.
Well, no,
is-
there were several of the humans were from the town were here as well.
But is there
But
any-
no, after the flash of light, no, they're not here. The dwarf is still standing there.
So I admire the scepter for a moment. Probably several moments before I carefully place it down on the bag.
It is beautiful, is it not, my queen?
What?
Who says
The dwarf
this?
says that to you.
A relic of the ages long past.
Long past? Why, it is a whole new era, my queen.
Now that we've found this, perhaps.
I am so sorry my people hid it from you for so long. I'm glad that we've recovered it. You are quite wise.
So I give him all this weird look.
I apologize. I've overstepped, my queen. And he lowers his head and he backs up. And he kind of waves you off, too.
Okay, yeah, I'll back off, but yeah,
So I fix Hemo, right?
yeah.
Fix Hemo with a look. And I say,
Wait a minute. What's Hema wearing?
what is he wearing?
Wait, what is she wearing? Your clothes are much better than the clothes you were wearing before. You were both in this finery.
Do I look like a
You have
queen?
a shield?
I have a shield, yeah.
And on your shield is this silver harp. Emblem of a silver harp. In fact, the dwarf has a patch on his sleeve.
Do I recognize the symbol at all?
No, you've never seen this symbol in any heraldry you've seen before.
Hemo, do I look like a queen?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I check my hair. Do I still have my marriage braid?
No.
Kid, he went home, but how dare you just divorce him like that?
Meanwhile, you fellows are breaking camp for the day, or getting ready to. You're in the pavilion. I assume you're going to stay out of the weather and stay inside the pavilion at night. There's room. There's a huge amount of room. In fact,
Rangering days.
there are these
used
kind
to.
of, yeah, it's all very comfortable. The extra horses that were brought along have rolled up pads that can be laid out so that you're not sleeping on the ground. Let's go, says someone from outside.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll get up and pop my head out the
Your
curtains.
squires usually boss you around.
No, I mean, I'm not
Your
going to say
squires aren't there.
they're not.
No, there's like a dozen elves wandering around out here. And they're all in chain, and they have these shields with this silver harp on them.
I don't know.
And one of them looks at you and says, all right, Sir Cuntley, let's get going. Now, I'm going to take a moment here to say, if anyone is watching this, not to conflate the character with the author or the improviser. The words being used are not approved by me personally. That said, come on, Cuntley, we have to get down to the end of the kingdom.
Yes, of course.
You know, you have an appointment with the Queen.
And who is the queen again?
What's your character's name?
Elena?
Elena.
Ilf.
Queen Elena.
Ilfracre.
Oh, yes. Of
Queen of the
course.
Northern Kingdom.
Did he just say queen?
Of the Elvish Empire.
What the happened? We'll be right down. Let me get my armor on. I'll be right out.
Well, hurry up.
Something
Slow
happened.
coach.
There are elves.
Did they just say queen?
Yeah, they said queen.
So they're getting all of
Did
their...
you know she was a queen?
You dog! Help him with his armor. Let's get going.
Stuck up my status.
Stupid humans.
Humans.
Says to one of his buddies.
I don't like this.
I'm disappointed Jason isn't here.
I'm going to walk over.
I know.
And I'm going to very roughly shove the chest plate into you.
Hey, dog, stop.
Baron Dunley.
Unless you want to die first.
Baron Dudley?
That's what this guy called you.
No, you called me Baron Cuntley.
Baron Cuntley, I'm sorry.
What the hell did you do when I was asleep?
I don't know.
Why'd you kill your uncle?
I didn't.
I don't believe you.
I'm a nice guy.
Your shield that's sitting nearby
Yep.
has a your crest has a bear supplicating before a silver harp.
Oh, it's not
What
dick
the
slapping a
hell is
lizard
that?
anymore. Damn it.
Well, this is different. There should be a lizard man around his crotch area. This is weird.
Call back.
All right. Well,
Wait.
What?
Is Fumbles the same?
Is Fumbles the same?
It's Fumbles.
Okay. All right.
Why
Look,
don't we,
Fumbles is apparently the most
why don't we
loved
take
character.
five?
That is. All right.
We'll take 5. Yeah, if Fumbles is changed, it could be extremely bad for everything.
It could be. I mean, Fumbles is the most loved character out of everyone here.
I know.
Is anything else really going well at this point?
It'll be really bad soon.
Good.